Hi guys, Adam here from Brighton and Hove Guitar Lessons. Welcome to our video lesson on Bob Marley's Three Little Birds, a great song for beginner guitarists to start out on. Once you've done this video lesson, there's a link to another video in the description below of me doing a performance of the song for you to play along to. A great thing about this song is that if you're a beginner, it's about as simple as a song can get with its three chords, A, D and E. But if you're a bit more of an advanced player, you can look at the keyboard line and the lead guitar line, both of which we'll get to after the chords. The three chords in the song are, in open position, A, D and E. Now, it's played with a very specific style, and that is using offbeat upstrokes. Now, the easiest way to explain this is if you were to do even strumming on every beat of the bar, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. In reggae music, the guitar tends to just do the offbeat, which is the second and fourth beat, and nothing on the first and third beats. So if your tempo was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc, etc. And a good way to actually get the hang of this is to do an imaginary downstroke on beats 1 and 3 and just actually playing the upstroke on beats 2 and 4. And it's the sound of that upstroke that gives the reggae guitar style its distinct sound. So again, what I've done in my performance is I have played the bass note on the 1 each time that the chord changes. So for instance, I have played You'll have noticed that these are very short, sharp upstrokes, and the way to do that is to not only hit it sharply, but to do lots of right hand and left hand muting. So you'll notice I lift my fingers off the chord each time I play the chord, which of course stops the notes from ringing any longer than you want them to. The combination of the chords being lifted up off of the guitar neck with the left hand and the right hand muting it after each chord gives each one of those guitar chords the brief clipped sound that they have. So yes, the chorus is the same chord progression as the intro. So the song structure goes intro, chorus, verse. So those first two sections, intro and chorus, have the same chord structure, and that is A, D, A. Twice. And then when you get to the verse progression, there's a slight variant on that. So, beginning, woke up this morning. E, A, D, A, E, D, A, into the chorus. Okay, so that's the basic guitar part of the whole song, but the song obviously features a couple of other more memorable melodies. I'm going to do the keyboard line first, which is the very memorable So the keyboard line is played like this, up at the 9th and 10th position. Okay, so that is on the B string, 10, 12, 10. And then on the high E string, 12, 9, and then back on the B string, 12, 10. Twice, so. And what I've done here to make the line flow a bit smoother and make it more keyboardy and less guitar-y is I haven't picked every single note. I've done a few pull-offs from the higher note to the lower note, which if you're new to this kind of thing can take a while to get used to, but what you need to do is pull the top finger, the finger that's playing the higher of the two notes, not only up but away from the guitar, which acts as a sort of picking motion in itself for the lower note. So, and so if you watch my right hand, you'll see that it is not picking da 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 da. There are only 3 pick attacks of the whole line. But then when we get to the next section of the keyboard line, a few more pick attacks there because the keyboard has that more staccato feel. Ba 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 ba. But then there's a slide part in it where I go, which is, let's go through the notes there. So it's the A on the B string, so the 10th fret, 15th fret on the G string, and then on the B string you slide from the 12th to the 14th fret, back down to the 12th fret. So again, the whole line. And that's the keyboard line done. And then there is also a lead guitar part that goes throughout the whole song, and it isn't very rigid in that it's not the same thing twice, really. There are lots of guitar fills, we won't go through all of them, but there is a melodic line that goes through the verses, which is really nice, and it uses quite a common thing in guitar called sixth dyads. So that refers to the fact that the two notes, it's 2 notes, that's a dyad, and the interval between the 2 notes is a sixth. And it's a very common sound that you'll hear, this kind of thing. So the lead guitarist uses this pattern and he adapts that pattern over each chord. So over the A chord, he goes over the D chord and over the E chord. So I'll take you through those. So over the A chord, all of these dyads, by the way, take place on the high E and G strings. And you can either play them finger style, using your thumb and first finger or second finger. Depends on if you're holding a pick or not. Or you can do what I chose to do, which was pick and fingers, which is a little more of an advanced technique, but is really worth it if you can get to grips with it, where the pick plays the lower note on the G string and the middle finger plays the note on the high E string. And there's a lot of sliding between these dyads. So we'll go through the actual notes there. So over the A chord, it is a 6th fret on the G string and the 5th fret on the E string. So the chord starts and he'll go. Now that slide is 7 and 7 on the G and E strings, sliding to 9 and 9 on the G and E strings, back to 7 and 7, and then back to 6 on the G string and 5 on the E string. Now this pattern is exactly repeated, so you don't have to worry too much about the actual notes that you'll be playing when you're up here. The point is you start where the highest note is the note of the chord. So for instance, on this A chord, that top note on the E string is an A. That's where we start. Over the D chord, you start at the 10th fret. So your first dyad is the 10 on the G string, 11 on the G string, and 10 on the high E string, and then 14, 12, back to the original one. And then over the E chord, you're up at the 12th fret with the 13th fret on the G string, and you slide up to 16, 14, back to 12 and 13 on the high E and G strings. Okay, so again, looking at those dyads, this first one, which is an A major 6th dyad, is actually just 2 notes from the A major bar chord that you'd play at the 5th fret. As you can see here, my middle finger is playing the C sharp on the 6th fret of the G string, and my barred first finger is playing the A on the high E string. So that dyad is found within that chord. Likewise on the next chord, B minor, and likewise on the next chord, C sharp minor. So what we're essentially doing is, but because that is too thick and muddy, a lot of the notes have been taken out, and the sweet notes that have the melody that we're getting at, they are now the only notes that are played. So that line is played in all the verses of the song, and the keyboard part that we played earlier is over the intro and the chorus of the song, which of course includes the outro fade out. So between these 3 sections, the strumming of the open chords offbeat in the reggae style, as well as the keyboard line in the chorus, intro and outro, and the harmonized 6th dyad line in the verses, and you've got all the bits of music in the song, at least that you can do on a guitar. Okay, that about wraps it up for this song. We hope you enjoyed it. Once you've got to grips with the parts, please head over to the performance video that we've linked in the description below. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them below in the comments section. We'll see you next time. Hi guys, I'm Adam.
And I'm Dave.
And we're from Brighton and Hove Guitar Lessons. We hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching.
If you did enjoy the video, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon so that you get all the notifications and you don't miss any of the great quality content we've got planned for this year.
If you have any questions about what you learnt today or any suggestions for any future videos, please let us know in the comments below.
Until next time, keep rocking. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.